Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakwadash, the Barnes, three apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to the Akim out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Um, this is going to be a sort of a quick video. Um, what you see on the screen is this is a video that I ran across, and I did a video on that what do they call that? Pilk, with his Pepsi and milk mixed together. Um, I'll start off by saying this, man. A lot of one of the big reasons why people are behaving the way they're behaving these days is because of the diet, right? If you're eating messed up, if you're eating messed up, then your spirit's gonna be messed up. This is why we can't. This is why, you know, you can't really separate spirit from physical because they go hand in hand with each other, right? If your spirit is messed up, the physical is going to be messed up, and vice versa, right? So, what you're seeing here on this grill is you're looking at is you can see a ton of bread, right? But first, this woman, and they have the little slim white woman. They do that a lot. I noticed that the little slim little white girls or whatever be doing the most outlandish things, man. Cooking the most outlandish things. They do that. It's like they do that on purpose, right? So before she threw all this bread on the grill, three big tubs of ice cream, whole tubs of ice cream, just open, whole tubs of ice cream. She puts them down on the grill. She puts these two gigantic sticks of butter. They're more like containers of butter on the grill. What is she doing? As you see on her hand, in her hand, two whole things of cinnamon sugar. Cinnamon sugar, right? Right along with all this bread. Right along with all this bread. So at the end of the whole video, after she turns the bread over and does whatever she's going to do, mind you, keep in mind what I just now said. I mean, you can even see the ice cream there. You can even see it right there. You see the cinnamon sugar, right? And you see some of the butter, which is mostly all this liquid that you see around here. That's mostly what that is, right? So right on with all this bread and stuff, right? So at the end of it, when she puts it on a plate, she says, "Oh, drizzle it with some maple syrup and put some more powdered sugar on it." You know, like this is why we say, let's get some scriptures, man. All right. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. It says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye so conformed." I kind of want to get this in a different translation. Let's get the um what's a good one? I'm surprised they don't have GNT on here. GNT is actually pretty good. Um, let's get the NIV, right? Um, which this is a very self-explanatory scripture anyway, right? I don't know why this thing is acting stupid right now. All right, let's just type it in Romans 12:2. All right, there we go. This is in NLT. Don't copy the behavior of the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think and eat, which, thinking and eating go right along with each other, but by changing the way you think. Yeah, don't think that this is a good idea, man. And she sits up there and says, "Yeah, this is a good thing it's a good family treat. It's great." They hype it up as this festive, and it's just like, do you see this? For all the family members to enjoy. Like, this is just such a good thing that you're doing. You're killing people with that. We're here. This is why you have us up here. You got a lot of people out there saying, "Y'all ain't prophets. Why ain't y'all saying that I mean, things already happened?" Well, another word for prophet is interpreter. And this is why you need prophets to sit up there and tell you that this is garbage. I mean, hell, I mean, people in the world will tell you that this is garbage. But to bring more of a spiritual side of it, right? They'll just tell you that this is garbage just because, well, it's not good for your health, but it's not good for your spirit either, right? This stuff is not good for your spirit. The the elder brother Kanak, man, he's really good. I mean, that's his office, that's his lot, when it comes to the healing and the herbs and nutrition and stuff like that. When you look into one of those telescopes or one of those things that you look into the microscopes to look into to see bacteria and stuff like that, he said they look like little demons, and they do. And it makes sense as to why when people are lined, for example, I remember 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. I just so happened to be walking by. I was walking to the grocery store, and where the grocery store is, Chick-fil-A sits right across the street from the grocery store. So as I was walking out of the grocery store, walking past Chick-fil-A, I'm seeing these black women hyenas with blonde hair and bright spandies yelling in the line. I mean, mind you, the Chick-fil-A line is backed up. You know, and this woman, and I think it was another one, but I do know it was one most definitely, acting a fool in the line, getting out the car, yelling and screaming, acting a fool, blonde hair, like I said, blonde hair, bright spandies, and severely out of shape. Right? It's because they're eating that garbage. Part of the renewing of your mind is changing. Again, it said changing the way you think, changing your diet, changing the way you care more about your body, right? You caring more about yourself, right? It says, then you will learn to know God's will for you. It says, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Yeah, eating this stuff is not is completely doing the complete opposite of trying to learn God's will. And you know what? Christians would promote this, man. They'll say, well, this actually comes from Christianity. Well, every creature, God is good. You can eat whatever you want to eat, as long as you believe in God. Right. Well, eating this is not believing in God, man. Right? Eating this is not believing in yourself. Eating this is literally destroying yourself. And it was crazy. Like I said, she's doing this. I mean, you got a lot of people out there in the world that are saying, "Yeah, this is garbage." But why? But there's a reason why she's doing this in the first place. It's because people love it. People promote it, and they think, "Huh? Well, this is a good idea." She literally set up the camera and thought, and I guess she did this before she even cooked it, because you gotta know what you're talking about on camera. But something came to her and said, "Yeah, this is a good idea. Why don't you add this? Why don't you add that? Real good idea." That's wicked wisdom, man. Yeah, put this together, and you know what? Watch it, and they try to make it taste good, man. That grilling ice cream, I mean, but it all soaks up into the bread, and then on top of that, you use the worst bread. You use this garbage white bread. Okay, man. Anyway, Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart. I think I read this the other day. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you. I want to get this in another translation too, man. Right? Micah 2 and 10. And let's get the NLT again. Why not? Right? So this is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10 in NLT. All right. Up be gone. This is no longer your land and home. You have filled it with sin and ruined it completely. Okay, that's interesting. Let's get that in the let's get it in the NIV. All right. Get up, go away. This is not your resting place, because it is defiled. It is ruined beyond beyond all remedy. Right. That part reminds me of we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed, meaning she can't be healed. This here, you have people eating like this on a daily basis. That is beyond remedy, man. The spirit of the Lord has to break a person like that, but the influence is beyond remedy. This is why the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is going to burn this place, right? Because of stuff like this. There is no way you people believe we're in a new covenant and you have this being pushed out as a good thing for the children. You cannot be. She looks like she's like on some vegan stuff. Like, but the way she looks, like a little white girl or whatever, right? And I guarantee you, she'll be sitting up there saying, "Well, this, that, and the other is bad for the children," and you're feeding your children, you're feeding kids this stuff, man. Right? This is not good. You don't have to be. The thing is, you don't have to be 5'4", 600 plus to be unhealthy. Like I said, she's a little slim little white girl. She cooks this stuff, right? The weight don't always have to show. Right? Number one is your spirit, yeah, the way you act and what you push out. Right? Let's get another one, man. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil. Right. You know what people would get on us Israelites, and they saw us getting on stuff like this. They'll say, "Man, you need to mind your business, man. You got no business doing this, man. What you do, man?" It says that put darkness before. It says that put darkness for light and light for darkness. That put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Yeah. So this is a good thing in the sight of the world, right? I'll tell you right now, man. I'll tell you right now, man. If you even have a thought of making this, you didn't already contributed, you know, to this. Again, there's a reason why she's doing it in the first place. While you have a lot of people out there that'll say absolutely not, you have a lot of people out there, probably even more, that'll sit up there and say, you know what, this is a good idea. Maybe even if they don't do it, they'll just say, yeah, yeah, this is kind of a good idea, kind of creative, which is not, kind of creative. What I see is her just piling on a bunch of stuff and just making it worse and worse and worse. And then when it was all said and done, bad enough you had all of this, right? But when it was all said and done, you top it off with syrup. You drench it. She said drizzle it. She said drizzle it. Nah, she drenched it with syrup and powdered sugar. Ate it, dancing around, and says, "Yeah, this is a good family treat. Everybody will love it." Yeah, I guess they will because that sugar is drugs, man. The sugar is drugs. Like I said, no wonder these children all messed up, man. Because you got people like this feeding them garbage, man. Feeding them stuff like this on a daily basis, damn near. Like I said, part of the way the people's attitude is the way they eat. It's their diet. You got people out there whose diet consists of stuff like this, man. Sometimes not as bad. But honestly, man, I don't even want to I kind of take that back because if you're going off, you're going off. There is no levels as to going off, man. If you're going off, then you're just going off. And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, this is beyond going off. I don't know what the hell this is, man. Like she just literally just sat there and thought, well, I got ice cream. Hmm. I got a bunch of butter. And I got a bunch of bread. What am I going to do just to merge it all together? And it's just like, oh, and I got some syrup, and I got some powdered sugar, and I got some cinnamon sugar as well. Hmm. And just thought, I'm gonna make the most unhealthiest shit possible. That is what you call a demon in the flesh, right? That is what you call a demon in the flesh. When you have people piling on like these a lot of these mukbangers or whatever, which they do what they do. But not even really them. That's a field of whatever. I don't know what that is, really. But you have some people that'll just do videos, not even counted as mukbang. They'll just pile on a bunch of stuff, and they say, yeah, X amount of food is just a snack, and you got these reaction people doing reaction videos and say, I can't believe he said this is just for a snack, because that is what you call a demon in the flesh, right? That is demonic. This is demonic level. I mean, it's all demonic, but this is this high, like highly demonic right here, right? So anyway, all that's all I pretty much got on this video. I always say that these videos are gonna be short. They never really are. But anyway, giving all praises, all the glory to Yahweh. BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, without Shalom.